Hello everyone. In this video, we are discussing the topic Pyramidal Tract. നമ്മുടെ എക്സാംസിന് പൊതുവെ ചോദിച്ച് കാണാറുള്ള ഒരു ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ് Pyramidal Tract, and it is often asked as a essay question. Pyramidal Tract is a descending pathway. We all know that what is a descending pathway. It is a group of nerve fibers which carry motor information from brain or brain stem to the effector muscles via spinal cord. The descending pathway is divided functionally into pyramidal and extrapyramidal tract. Going to the pyramidal tract. The pyramidal tract is the major motor or output pathway from cerebral cortex. It helps to bring about voluntary motor activities. Speaking about the origin of the pyramidal tract, 30% of the fibers arises from the primary motor cortex, that is Brodmann's area 4, and another 30% from premotor and supplementary motor area, that is area 6, and the remaining 40% comes from somatosensory area. In short, we can say that the 60% of the nerve fibers of pyramidal tracts come from motor cortex and 40% from the sensory cortex. Now, a few words about bed cells. Bed cells are giant cells with a diameter about 60 micrometers. Pyramidal tractile 2 to 3% nerve fibers arise ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഈ സെൽസിൽ നിന്നാണ്. And pyramidal cells whose axons continues as corticospinal tract are situated in the fifth lamina of cerebral cortex. Pyramidal tractile ചില fibers ends on cranial nerve nuclei, and these group of fibers are called corticobulbar or corticonuclear tract. The rest of the fibers are termed as corticospinal tract. They form the major portion of the pyramidal tract. ഇനി നമുക്ക് pyramidal tractന്റെ കോഴ്സ് നോക്കാം. സെറിബ്രൽ കോർട്ടെക്സിൽ നിന്ന് ഒറിജിനേറ്റ് ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം these nerve fibers pass through the corona radiata and reach at the level of internal capsule. In the internal capsule, they occupy the genu and anterior 2/3 of the posterior limb. Then these fibers enter the brain stem, that is midbrain, pons and medulla. In the midbrain, they occupy the crus cerebrum. Then they reaches the pons. In the pons, these bundles of fiber are in a dispersed manner due to the presence of pondine nuclei. After leaving pons, they again form bundle of fibers which occupy the pyramid of medulla. Thus the name pyramidal tract. In the lower portion of the medulla, 80% of the fiber crosses to the opposite side and enter the lateral wide column of spinal cord. Then they descend down as lateral corticospinal tract. Whereas 20% of the fibers, they do not cross and enter the anterior wide column. Thus they form anterior corticospinal tract. This is termed as pyramidal decussation. The anterior corticospinal tract ends primarily on interneurons. These interneurons synapse on the neuron in the medial portion of ventral horn that control axial and proximal muscles of limbs. While lateral corticospinal pathway innervates lateral neurons in the ventral horn that are concerned with the distal limb muscles. Only the largest corticospinal fibers end directly in alpha motor neurons. The rest synapse with the interneurons, which in turn synapse with alpha motor neurons or gamma motor neurons. Phylogenetically, the lateral corticospinal tract is relatively newer one, while the anterior corticospinal tract is the older one. ഇത്രയുമാണ് pyramidal tractന്റെ കോഴ്സിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ബ്രീഫ് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ. Now we can move on to the functions of the pyramidal tract. It sends impulses to the muscles to initiate movements. ആൻറ്റീരിയർ കോർട്ടിക്കോസ്പൈനൽ ട്രാക്റ്റും ലാറ്ററൽ കോർട്ടിക്കോസ്പൈനൽ ട്രാക്റ്റും വേർതിരിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ lateral corticospinal tract control the fine precise movement and skilled activities, whereas anterior corticospinal tract helps in posture maintenance and gross movements. Apart from these functions, this tract forms a part of pathway for superficial reflexes like plantar reflexes and abdominal reflexes. Also helps in sensory motor coordination. The corticobulbar tract is responsible for the voluntary control of muscles of larynx, pharynx, palate, jaw, eye, etc. Any lesion of pyramidal tract causes Babinski sign positive. Also, it results in weakness of muscles and loss of precision in the motor activities.